'cause my baby, she done left this town. Hello friends, and welcome back. Today I thought we would focus on the basics of the blues. We're going to look at the blues, the classic blues, 12-bar blues form, and we're going to do it in the key of E, which is one of the easier keys to play on the guitar in blues. And we're going to look at some basic elements, the call and response, the basic blues scale, if you will, and put it all together and show you how you can come up with your own call and response blues solo, if you will. So let's get started on this. Basically, the blues scale, as they call it, it's basically a 5-note scale. And if we look at it in the key of E, we're going to basically have the note E, and then we're going to go up to a minor third to a G, and then we're going to go to A, and then we're going to go to B, and then we're going to go to D, 10th fret, and then E. Those are basically the 5 notes. Then what they do is they throw in a blues note, which is between the A and the B. We put in that flat 5 or sharp 4, if you will, which is the tritone above the root. So now we've got E, and then we go to the 3rd fret G, we go to the 5th fret for the A, we go to the 7th fret for the B, again adding in that blue note. We go to the 6th, so we'd go 5, 6, 7, A sharp or B flat, B, and then we go to the 10th fret for the D, and then E. So if we can remember these frets, open, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. That is a good basic foundation for how we can employ some blues soloing. So let's take a classic old blues, St. Louis Blues by W.C.Handy, of course performed by many of the greats. Bessie Smith comes to mind. And what we can do is we can look at the melody or the vocal of this blues. I hate to see the evening sun go down. You'll notice that we've got 12 bars, we've got 4 measure phrases. So if we look at the opening 4-bar phrase, we're going to have an E for 4 beats, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go to the 4 chord, or the A7, for 4 beats, 2, 3, 4, and then back to the E, 2, 3, 4, and then E7, 2, 3, 4. So that's the basic 4-bar phrase. Now this gets broken up into 2 sections with a call and a response. The call is the melody or the lyric, and the response is the little guitar solo that goes in. So what we can do here is we can take a look at our first 3-string solo effort, okay? And basically what we're doing is playing the blues scale or the blues notes on these top 3 strings. So we're going to start with the open and the 3. And this one, this pattern, if you will, I like to call this the 3 pattern, because basically we're just going 3 open, and then 3, 2 open. Okay, so we're going, and we can do a pull off, if you will. Okay, and so what are the notes here? We've got G, E, D, B, and then that B flat or that blues note, B flat to the A, and then G. And those are all notes in the blues scale. So by just employing that and playing it actually in any order that you wish, we can incorporate that response to the initial call. So let me show you how that works. We're going to be singing on the first 2 measures plus the first beat of the 3rd measure. So it's going to go like this. I hate to see the evening sun go down. Now that's the first beat of the 3rd measure, right? So down, then the solo comes in. Something as simple as that. So we're going 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. and now we're into the second phrase, okay? So to put that together, we've got, I hate to see 3, 4, the evening sun go down. Okay, and now we're into the second 4. So we've played the first solo using that open 3, or what I like to call the 3s, because we're playing all 3rd fret. It's almost like a block, all opens and all 3s with 1, 2 in there, right? So you actually don't even have to play the 2. But it's nice to have that little hammer off or hammer on or pull off there, right? And notice that we're only playing the top 3 strings, and it gives us enough to give us that response. Now we go to the second 4. The second 4 starts off on the 4 chord, or the A7, and it's a repeat of the lyric, right? I hate to see the evening sun go down. Again, playing on the first 2 measures, 4 beats, 4 beats, and the first beat of the 3rd measure, which brings us back to the E. Okay, so the chords are basically A, 2, 3, 4, A, 7, 2, 3, 4, and then E. And now we're ready for another response, okay? Now on the second response, I'm going to come up here to the 3 and the 5. Again, remembering the frets, open 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, right? We're going to use the 3 and the 5 here. And this little form, I like to call this form the house form, because we're going A, G, E, D, and notice how we're going 3, 1, 3, 1, almost like 2 sides of a house. And then we're going to put the roof on the house on the 3rd string, okay, which is the B note, and then again we can go to the side here for that blues note, if you will. But we don't have to. Here we're just building a house, right? And again, if you wanted to, you could put that little blues note in there. So we're going to use that form for our second 4. So it's going to be, I hate to see the evening sun go down. Okay? Again, same rhythm. We're going on the second beat of the 3rd measure and finishing off to the 4th measure. Okay, so what have we got so far? We've got the 2 call-in responses for the first 8 bars, right? So again, from the beginning, it's going to be, I hate to see the evening sun go down. We go to the 3s form. Okay, second 4, I hate to see the evening sun go down. The house form. Okay, now that takes us to the last 4, where we're going to go to the 5-7 chord, the B7, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 chord, the A7, 2, 3, 4, and then the E, 2, 3, 4, and then of course that last measure, that 12th measure, it's either going to just stay on the E to end the song, or we're going to come back to the 5-7 to kind of do a quick little turnaround, and then back to the E for the next 12. Okay, so what are we going to do on that last 12? Again, the same concept, that call. Goes my baby, she done left this town. Again, first beat of the 3rd measure, and now it sets us up for the final response. Now on this response, we could go to the 7-10, and that's where I would like to go here. And the 7-10 form actually is going to spread us out from 7 to 10, so we're going to use 1 and 4 here, and then we're going to go 1, 4, 1, or DB, and then we're going to come down here to the A, G, E. Okay, so we've got, I like to call this the grip, because because that second finger kind of keeps me in position here, and I form all of my soloing right around that. You notice that that finger never comes off. So I like to kind of call that a grip, because it's almost like you're holding onto the guitar here with a nice grip. Now we're going to play 1/4 here, so we're going to go from the B up to the D, which is a minor third, right? And then we're going to come down to the A, G, E, and D. So D, E, G, A, B, D. And what's nice on this is we're actually not playing any blue note on this one, but we're using the D to the E to the G, the minor seventh on the D, right? And we're doing a hammer on here up to the minor third. So we're getting both bluesy notes, that flat 7 and the flat third. And we can do a nice little riff here by just popping the hammer on here and just using these 2 fingers. Which is kind of nice. And notice again, that second finger is never coming off. So I like to call this the grip form, if you will, okay? The other option would be to play the 5/7, which I like to call the shift, right? Because we've got 7/5 or 7. The 7, of course, is the B, down to the A, down to the G, which we're using the little finger here, kind of pressing us out here across 4 frets, and then so we've got B, A, G to the E, and then here we're doing a 1/4, and we're also doing a 1/4 here, but we're doing a shift, right? So we're going 1/4 here on the 8 to 5, and then we're doing a 1/4 on the 7 to 4. So we're shifting by 1 fret here. So I like to call that the shift form, okay? So we've got, and if you want the blues note on this one, you've got that first string, right? So you've got B, B flat, A, G, E, D, B, and you can do solo right there. So you've got a choice here. So basically what we've looked at here is 4 different simple 3-string patterns that you can use as a call and response. So we've got this one, which I like to call the 3s, because we're using the 3, the 3rd fret on all of these. Okay, then we have what I like to call the house form, because it builds a little house. And then we've got the shift form, because we're doing a little bit of a single fret shift here to do the 1/4 and then the 1/4 up here. And then we have the grip form, which I like to call, because the grip form kind of keeps us gripped with that second finger. Okay, and that gives you 4 different patterns that you can use for your blues response. Of course, this is just the basics, but I've seen a lot of professional players out there get around most of the night playing just those simple basic forms. So again, remember, the response typically will come in on the 2nd beat of the 3rd measure. And actually it works perfectly in this St. Louis blues, which is a basic foundational blues form, right? So if we put this together, we should have something that sounds kind of like this. I hate to see the evening sun go down. Again, the 3 form. Now, I hate to see, going to the A, the evening sun go down. The house form, 'cause my baby, she done left this town. And then we're back to the verse 12 again. So that's basically one way that you can go about learning a blues, mastering the call and response, putting that together into your solo, into your gig, and basically you're playing the blues with an acoustic guitar, which is the great tradition, right? Again, just the first step, my friends, into a couple of different forms and how you can play with your voice and answer back with the guitar using those simple blues form riffs, if you will. I hope that helps you out. Please don't forget to subscribe. So much more to learn, so much more to think about, so much more to play. Keep on playing that guitar. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, my friends, and I will see you again next time.